Hello, welcome to Levant TV headlines. The Islamic State ISIS group has seized the last border crossing between Syria and Iraq, which was held by the Syrian government a day after ISIS militants captured the city of Palmyra. State media say Syrian troops who had been besieged for nearly a month in a hospital compound in the country's northwest managed to withdraw. A blast has ripped through a Shiite mosque in eastern Saudi Arabia in what an activists say was a deadly suicide bombing. The Pentagon says an expedited shipment of 2,000 lightweight anti-armor weapons should arrive in Iraq as soon as next week. And Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas says Israel stands in the way of any peace deal because it is perpetuating its military occupation and keeps expanding settlements. Now let's have a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting with the Egypt Independent, which leads reporting that Iraqi Chief of Staff Babakar Zibari arrived in Cairo on Thursday, heading a military delegation from Baghdad to meet with senior officials of the armed forces and discuss cooperation in training, arming and confronting terrorism. The paper also reports that the 2016 World Economic Forum on the Middle East and North Africa region will be held in Egypt next May. In Beirut, the Daily Star reports that Saad al-Hariri, the future movement leader, Friday hit back at Hezbollah MP Mohammed Raad for recent intimidating comments directed at the Justice Minister and the party's Secretary General. The paper also reports that Lebanese Army Commander General Jean Ahwaji has pledged to press ahead with efforts to release the 25 servicemen held hostage by Syria-based Islamist jihadists along the border with Lebanon. And from the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that several government departments in Dubai have become beehives of activity ahead of the last day of the grace period to become smart offices as announced by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. The paper also reports that UK Prime Minister David Cameron pledged to reduce immigration and prepare new laws to punish illegal workers, step up deportations and tag foreign criminals. And now let's have a look at papers in London. The Independent leads reporting that Saudi Arabia is reportedly planning to make a bid to head the United Nations Human Rights Council in a move that has been described as the final nail in the coffin for the credibility of the Human Rights Committee. The country will move to assume lead control over the HRC after 2016, when the presidency is awarded to a new nation. The Guardian leads reporting that Israel's new deputy foreign minister on Thursday delivered a defiant message to the international community, saying that Israel owes no apologies for its policies in the Holy Land and citing religious texts to back her belief that it belongs to the Jewish people. The speech by Tzipi Hotovli illustrated the influence of hardliners in Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's new government and the challenges he will face as he tries to persuade the world that he is serious about pursuing peace with the Palestinians. Also from the UK, the Telegraph leads reporting that US airstrikes against Islamist extremists in Syria killed 2 children by mistake, officials said on Thursday, marking the first time the American military acknowledged inflicting civilian casualties in the war. The airstrikes on November 5th to the 6th last year were targeting members of the Khorasan group, an offshoot of Al-Qaeda in Harim City, according to the conclusions of an inquiry. And now international papers. Germany's Deutsche Welle reports that Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi met with Russia's Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev and President Vladimir Putin on a visit to Moscow Thursday, aiming to strengthen the partnership between the two countries in the fight against self-styled Islamic State terrorist group. Al-Abadi said he had ignored certain forces telling him to cancel the trip in light of the worsening security situation, stressing the importance of his country's ties with Russia. And finally, China's Global Times reports that the Syrian army broke a rebel siege on a military facility in northwestern Syria on Friday, managing to secure a way out for tens of trapped soldiers. The Syrian army tasked with defending the National Hospital of Jisr al-Shuhur carried out a tactical maneuver on Friday morning, managing to break a month-long siege imposed by the extremist groups on that facility. That was it for today. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching and bye for now.